You just came out with a new book. Did it launch this week?
Yeah.
Dangerous Calling. Tell me a little bit about that book.
Well, as I've traveled the world literally and been in wonderful churches, and I'll be doing body of Christ material, marriage material, parenting material. I've had hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of pastors personally tell me their story. And a combination of my own story and of being a man who was in the midst of destroying his life and ministry because of my anger, and the stories of many pastors, I began to be deeply persuaded that pastoral culture is in trouble. That there are pieces of pastoral culture that are fundamentally unbiblical. That we've forgotten that every man in ministry is a person in the midst of his own sanctification. That we must not allow pastors to live outside of or up above the body of Christ. That if Christ is the head of his body, everything else is just body. So that began to launch me, and then I began to consider fundamental temptations that are unique to or intensified by pastoral ministry. The book has been billed this way, and I think it's true. It's the most honest book on ministry you'll ever read. If you can read this book and not be uncomfortable, you're a person in trouble. I'm serious, because it's just that honest. But it's not a book that beats you up. It's a book that introduces Jesus to you and says, Pastor, you can trust Jesus, and the same Jesus you present to people is the Jesus you desperately need in your ministry. And so ultimately this book that is deeply diagnostic is gloriously hopeful at the same time. And I just could not be quiet about that. I've, with some others, founded the Center for Pastoral Life and Care. We're raising money to actually establish a pretty aggressive ministry to pastors who are needy, where pastors and their wives can come and get intensive counseling. They'll have to bring a leader in their church with them to go through the whole process, or they won't be accepted. And then a month after that is over, we'll send an injection team into their local church to help them diagnose how the culture allowed things to get this bad, the leadership culture. So this is a real passion for me, and sort of something I'm turning my ministry toward for the next few years.